Rừng của Hà Lan.
Yeah. We're back. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. It's your boy Ronnie Lott, the sports jock, and you're listening to Spectator Sport. Thanks again for tuning in. I got Talent in the building. Say something, Talent.
We in the building, man. AKA RIP to the Pacers. They about to get stomped out.
Well, I mean, that may be a bit premature because right now, they starting to take the heat hard. Right now, we got the Pacers up by 10. Game 4, Pacers lead the series 2-1. They're at home, and they're up by 10 going into the third. I mean, with 10 minutes and 24 seconds left in the third. Spectator Sport, this is what we do. Let them know, QB.
What?
Oh, nice play, LeBron. Way to go,
What'd you say?
LeBron.
Is the reason why you guys not talking about the show?
Isn't the audio being played? I thought you was letting the audio.
I know I was on.
Yeah. The
Oh,
game
yeah.
audio.
Oh, shit. I didn't know
thought
you.
was
Oh,
letting
you
the
ain't got the
game
headphones
audio
on.
go.
All right, go ahead.
Let's
Yeah,
continue.
do
I
your thing.
apologize for that, folks. Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. Once again, it's your boy Ronnie Lott, the sports jock. And let's go ahead and get into our first topic. You know, Talent. We're talking about the NBA playoffs. The Heat is on, obviously. They're playing the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers up 2-1 in the series. It's a 9-point game at the moment. How do you feel about this game, Talent?
I mean, right now, LeBron and D-Wade just got to continue to attack, play good defense. They need to get some stops, and, you know, everything will be good. But just the Pacers, they don't belong on the court with the Heat.
Last two games, D-Wade has been completely outplayed by George. I mean, these guys...
I mean, he really hasn't been outplayed by George. He just George doesn't score. He's playing good defense. But I just think that's more LeBron just got to continue to believe in and attack. Come on, man. Go ahead.
I mean, this guy has basically outplayed D-Wade. I mean, D-Wade, he guards D-Wade. And like I said, man, you go to game 3 where you had 5 points total and you have a negative 28 player efficiency. I mean, D-Wade had a historically terrible night. They have no answer for Hibbert. Good block, by the way, right now. Heat on the run. They're down by 7 points, doing their thing. Let's go ahead and continue on. Now, Lakers had a big loss last night. OKC stepped up. KD did his thing last night. What do you thought about that OKC game, Talent?
Paul Gasol, I blame Paul Gasol. I mean, Kobe needs to stop shooting late in games and just continue to feed Bynum in the post. But Gasol is the one who cost him the game last night. I mean, Kobe gives you a wide open pass off a double team. You got to hit that basket. Right? I can't blame Ron Artest. Kevin Durant's 6'10", and he can shoot the basketball. So, I mean, he played the best defense which was possible. And LeBron got to get back on. You can't do that, man.
What I'll say is this. You can't start the sentence off by saying you blame Paul Gasol, then you say the first thing is Kobe Bryant. So why don't you just say you blame Kobe Bryant for shooting too much in the court? I mean, if Kobe's having a tough night, I don't know if he's fatigued. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not blaming him. He's just been shooting bad lately. I'm just saying they need to feed Bynum late in the games, and it wouldn't get down to coming down the stretch like it was last night because it was working. What they were doing was working throughout the game, and now Kobe's taking 8-9 shots, and he's 2 for 8 in the fourth quarter, and the OKC's back in the game. It was because they stopped feeding the post, but they still had a chance to win the game with the bounce pass to Gasol with 30 seconds left. He takes the 10-foot jumper. Instead, he passes and gets a turnover. Now they're running the other way. It's like, at the end of the day, I blame Gasol for that because you are a 2-time champion, and you're one of the best big men in the game, and you pass up that shot, can't do that.
Definitely, I agree with you. I mean, but like I said, man, Durant stepped up and made a big shot. It was, like I said, the defense, Artest played, a world peace played. he played great defense, but Durant showed you why he's a great scorer, why he's basically an unstoppable scorer. You got 37 points up in the Staples Center. That's crazy right there. You can't touch that. What do you thought about Durant's performance, Tal?
Well, Durant, I mean, not Durant's performance. You mean Russell Westbrook's performance. That's the only reason they were in that game.
Fourth quarter, I'm back.
Was because of Westbrook. He went crazy. He had 37 points, and they couldn't stop anything they were doing. That pick and roll was killing him. He was continuously getting into the lane. Yes, Durant did close the game out, though, but the only reason they were in the game to even win it was because of Russell Westbrook, because he's the one who kept them in that game, because the Lakers have no answer for him right now.
I thought Ramon Sessions was the answer.
No, he's not even on the court.
What happened to Ramon Sessions, Laker fan? What happened to Ramon Sessions being the
Steve Blake
answer?
is on the court majority of the time last night. I mean, late in the game, it was Steve Blake. Ramon Sessions, his shot is just not there. It's not there at all. So,
Is he better than Mo Williams?
who, Ramon Sessions? I mean, better ball handler. I mean, you have to get Ramon Sessions in the game in different ways. Ramon Sessions is not a spot-up shoot guard. He's get me involved, be aggressive to the basket, creates things. That's what he does.
Nice play, D-Wade. D-Wade going to the hole. Let me ask you a question. If the Heat loses this game, is the series over? If the Heat, can the Heat come back from a 3-1 deficit?
I'm gonna tell you no, they can't. They can't. They can't come down from 3-1. I just don't see it.
So if you got 2 of the 3 best players on the court, you can't win 3 in a row?
No, they can't. They cannot come back from a 3-1 deficit. I just don't see it. Because you got to think about it. Even if they win Game 5, they still got to go back to Indiana.
Think about that.
I just don't see them. They have to win this game today. They have to. And go back to Miami, take care of business, and put the pressure back on Indiana.
D-Wade playing strong. Big finish by D-Wade. The Heat breaks it, bring the Heat lead down to a 4-point lead. D-Wade on the finish. He's looking a lot better, man. You know what? He's going to be able to pull it off. I think they're going to pull it off. I'm going to stay strong. I'm not going to jump off the bandwagon
Tonight
like
I'm
a lot
announcing-
of people do. I'm going to be strong.
You're not jumping. No one's jumping off the bandwagon, but if they go down 3-1, you have to. It's not in their favor that they're going to come back down 3-1. The odds is just not in their favor. It's probably
I promise you.
less than a 5% chance that they're going to come back if they're down 3-1. Come on, it's just not going to be. And Chris Bosh is not coming back this series, so it's not. What's going to change in the next game if they don't win today?
So let me ask you this. What does that do to the NBA playoff if neither the
It hurts
Lakers
it.
or the Heat
It hurts
is in the
it.
in the Eastern and the
It
Western
hurts
Conference
it.
Finals?
It hurts because trust me,
Wow.
I don't want to
Wow.
watch. I don't want to watch OKC or San Antonio destroy freaking the Pacers or the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't want to see that.
That's definitely going to be an ugly sight. I mean, like I said, you got to have that star power out there. If you don't have Kobe, you got to have LeBron, no Melo. I mean, wow. It's going to be what? Spurs versus OKC?
Yeah.
I mean, I still think that series has a little bit of is going to have some magic to it just because I think the Spurs is going to put up such a valiant fight. It's going to be such a tough series, and OKC's
It's going to be a real tough series for OKC.
OKC's going to have to fight really, really tough. I don't want to look forward too far because, like I said, the Lakers still have a chance.
Oh, yeah, okay. They're really going to come back down 3-1, couldn't win in
I'll tell you this, man. I wouldn't be surprised at Kobe Bryant if Kobe Bryant could pull it off.
I'm sorry. I mean,
anybody can
listen
pull
to
it
me,
off.
Kobe is my
Kobe can
man
do it.
and all, but he's just not that old Kobe. He's not there. That old Kobe's not there. It's because is it because of his age? Who knows why? You just don't see that old Kobe, especially late in fourth quarters. He's just not there. He's shooting horrendous.
What do you think it is? Is it just tired, or is it time for Kobe to pass the torch?
I think, he needs to start deferring to Bynum in late in the game in fourth quarters. People keep saying, "Nah, you gotta stick with Kobe." No,
But
they
sometimes
continue
Bynum
to
plays-
fail when they're sticking with Kobe because he's going 2 for 8 and 2 for 10 in fourth quarters. You can't win like that when you throw that ball down there in the Bynum. They don't have an answer for that. Just because they're fronting you, that doesn't mean anything. Lob it over to the big 7'1" with an 8-foot wingspan dude and let him get it and dunk it.
But sometimes Bynum plays like he's uninterested. He's on the
not of
sideline
late.
pouting.
He has not been.
I mean,
they just have not been feeding him. Late, you do it the first 3 quarters, and then you go away from it in the fourth. It just doesn't make any sense.
okay, game 3 it was when World Peace chose to give the ball to Blake as opposed to Kobe. I mean, if Kobe gets that ball, I'd rather Kobe shot. Even though
that play was just horrible, though. Just want you to jump in and say that.
Even though Blake was open, I still say you got to let Kobe take that shot, man. Kobe's a person where if he takes that shot, you like him taking that shot. How you felt about that?
I feel that ball, Kobe would have been a perfect distraction to get that ball into Bynum. Plain and simple. That's what it should have been. It shouldn't even been passed to Blake. If you really look at the play, Bynum's being fronted, and there was no help on the other end of that. So I really felt that ball should have went in to Bynum. I mean, it was a perfect distraction. Kobe was, and you got to think about it. Did you see where Kobe was running? You really think Ron Artest was going to make that pass?
Woo! LeBron James on the big finish. That's going to be on SportsCenter. He down by 2. That's going to be on SportsCenter. That's a nice finish. I apologize, Talon. You know, sometimes flies, we just jump in. When somebody's talking, we cut them off. We don't say, excuse me. You know, we ain't got no manners, no sense. But that's what we do. Spectator Sport, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. Let me tell you where you can find us at.
Spectator Sport.
Find us on Blog Talk Radio. You know, we going live soon. You know, we going live Sundays at 4. Check us on YouTube. You can check us on Facebook, our Facebook page, Spectator Sport Facebook page. Check us on Twitter at Spectator Sport, the #1. Talon, where you at? FUK Josh? Okay, yeah. I know where to find you at. Nando Chang 89 at Holland Jungle. We in the building. Keep it moving. Let's go ahead and go on to the next topic. How much time elapsed? Let me know. 12 minutes. Okay. Do you think that he can win a championship without Bosh?
Think about that.
It's going to be very hard for them.
Tonight I'm announcing.
I think they can do it. I mean,
I promise.
I mean, I think they could do it without Bosh, but they have to get. That bench has to score points because they need their bench to score. Because you got to think about when they play. If they face OKC in the finals, they would need a lot of production from their bench if Chris Bosh is not on that floor.
I'm thinking Bosh should be ready by that time.
But the question is, if he's not ready, can they do it? That's the real question.
Definitely.
And I think they can do it, but they would need they need help from that bench. That bench needs to at least get 20 points, 30 points a night.
Okay. Plus, I mean, to me, I don't think they can. I just think you put too much pressure on LeBron and Wade to be special every night. And then on top of that, you still need a third scorer. You need somebody like, let's say, Rio to step up and give you double-digit scores and not play like a knucklehead. I mean, you really put a lot of pressure on guys to step up. The three-point shooter in terms of Mike Miller, Battier. I mean, these guys got to hit some shots. If those guys ain't hitting their shots and no Bosh, it ain't going to work.
But what are we talking about here? We're talking about a champion in Dwayne Wade. We're talking about a 3-time MVP and LeBron James and 2 of the top 3 players in the NBA. I don't think that's too much to ask for one of those guys, both of those guys to do. What the heck?
Wade for 3. Oh, D-Wade, 3-point shot. Yeah, heat up by 4. Folks, let me let you know, Spectator Sport, we're fans first, show host second, and we're just flies third, and most importantly, overall. So that's how we get down. You know, we keep it moving. We talk about stuff that we like to talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about D-Wade outbursts. Like I told you, we're flies first. So check me out. Let me be D-Wade, and you tell me what do you think about this? Okay, it's game 3. We supposed to be killing them out here. I got 5 points, end of the game. Okay, end of the third, I got, 2 points? 2 points, end of the third. I'm 1 for 8. I'm doing nothing. My defense is terrible. I get mad, and I run over my little coach, Stewie. What do you thought about D-Wade's behavior, man?
I don't think it's a big deal. People just, I mean, the media is just trying to blow that up. I mean, the man was hot. You can't come into a man's face who's struggling in that game and talking about he's playing like garbage. I mean, that's natural human emotion, professional, unprofessional. I'm mad. You don't come into somebody who's mad and normally playing at a high level like that and tell me he's playing like garbage. It was a natural response from a human being. I have no problem with it. Happens all the time. Magic Johnson said it himself. He got in plenty of coaches' faces when they came up to him talking that mess. I mean, you can't do. I mean, you got to expect that type of response from a player. You can't come into a player's face telling me he's playing like garbage when he is playing like garbage.
But I mean, isn't it? Let me say
I don't
this.
hear about this
If that was a
nonsense.
Doc Rivers, if that was a Phil Jackson, if that was Pat
They would have
Riley, do you think he
with
would? He wouldn't have been that same reaction.
Hey,
D-Wade would have had more respect.
They would
I
have had
think
to deal
because
with
it's
it.
Eric Spoelstra.
Because
D-Wade
the
think he
thing
can
about
step
it
up
is,
and do
though,
that, but you got to have more respect for
let me
your
tell you
coach.
something. The thing about it is,
You a team
one of
leader,
those
man.
guys, they wouldn't have probably said that to D-Wade. I mean, Spoelstra's
Spoelstra
still
wrong.
a young guy. He can't say
playing
you can't come
crap.
like that.
You're D-Wade. No boss. You got to step up. You know that put more pressure
you can't
on.
say
we
that,
need
though.
you
I don't.
more.
I think
we need you more if it's no boss.
Especially the Zen Master. He knows that you can't approach a player like that, even though when they're struggling
Man,
like
Zen
that.
Master told Kobe he's a piece of crap.
No, in a
He let
book,
him know.
not in the middle of a game, not in the heat of a game.
Listen, Zen is also about being real and letting people know.
Yeah,
the
but
reality.
he knows better than that in the middle of a game. If Kobe or somebody having a bad game, he's not going to do that in the middle of a game. The only time he did something like that when he told Gasol that you got to get more aggressive. I got in his Gasol face because Gasol was playing like a little, you know what?
Well, that's what D-Wade was playing like. When you got 2 points and you're D-Wade at the end of the third and you got 2 points as D-Wade, you are playing like a little...
No, but you can't just. I'm just saying that the emotion at the time. I don't think one of those coaches they would have known better than just to run up to him and say,
Spoelstra, you got all right. I gotta go with Spoelstra. Spoelstra got all right to step up and tell D-Wade.
Why not? But why not do this?
More of D-Wade.
Let me ask you a question. Why not like this?
More pressure.
Why
you
not
can't
encourage him
so
though?
passive.
Why not encourage him? Why like, hey, wait, don't worry about it, man. I understand. You're struggling tonight, but I need a little bit more from you on defense, and I need you to continue to shoot the basketball.
This is the thing.
Why can't I? Why
These
not
guys
coach
are
him like
always
that?
out here smiling.
But why
laughing,
not coaching him like
joking.
that, though?
It's all good. You the superstar. You get paid big money, big three. We already won.
So
Y'all
what-
ain't win nothing yet.
But what
now
they
when
gotta
it's
do with
time
him
to
coaching
fight
him?
and work hard for it, now it's time to
But
get
there's
it.
two
Now it's
different
time
ways
to win
to
it.
coach, you know.
can't
You
be
not
out here
understand that.
poking up, not shooting. How you take 13 shots if you D-Wade? Get
But
out of
dude,
here, man.
You're
Get
not
outta
understanding
here.
what I'm trying to tell
D-Wade.
you. There's two ways to approach that situation. Like I said,
Nah,
you come
man,
at
we ain't
D-Wade
babying you.
and you're
We
not
ain't
babying
babying
him.
you.
You're encouraging them. You got to encourage your players. You don't just yell at people and think you're going to get a response out
You
of
a
them.
9-year vet. We ain't babying you. Just like nobody needs to baby LeBron. Nobody's
babying
D-Wade.
anybody, but you
gotta
can't.
step up.
You can't expect a man who's in the heat of battle, struggling to take that. Oh, someone come up in his face on camera, his coach
No,
say
you know
you
what?
playing like
The
garbage.
problem
No,
wasn't that he was just
handled
struggling.
he handled that whole situation bad. Eric Spoelstra.
The problem wasn't just he was struggling. The problem I had was it looked like he was indecisive. He wasn't.
But that's what I said. That's
confident.
encouraging.
And then on top of it, he just wasn't doing his thing. Play your game. He wasn't playing his game. Why are you not confident? You're D-Wade.
Because he was having a bad night. What you mean? He was having a bad night. These guys can have a bad night, just to let you know that. But they need encouragement by that coach, not for that coach to come up to him and say, you're playing like garbage. No, you don't say that. You say, D-Wade, I need more from you on the defensive end. I know you're struggling out on offense, but we need to get you to continue to shoot. That's the only thing you got to say. You don't have to go to the place and say, you're playing like garbage tonight. Yeah, because you really got something out of him when you said that. You got to know how to approach players, and that's what Phil Jackson know how to do with the superstars.
I mean, Philip had a way of dealing with fellas and dealing with guys and superstars. But I tell you this, man, it might have been more the chair than anything. You know, it's the prestige of the rings and having that big old chair on the sideline where you knew if Phil had to get up off that chair, it was serious. But see, Spoelstra just be over there in a little chair, little suit, you know, like a little raw suit. Come on, man. Them boys don't respect that, you know?
See, I think it's people like you, which what makes people think that they don't respect that. That has nothing to do with how he's dressed. The man coaches his butt off. Now, it's not his fault that he has two of the top 3 players in the NBA, and and they both won. One has won a championship and one's a 3-time MVP. I mean, you're gonna get certain responses out of these guys just because they're superstars and they're human beings. I don't think there's nothing wrong the way he's coaching. I don't think it's a lack of respect thing. D-Wade's been with these guys for 9 straight years. I think he respects Spoelstra. I don't think it's a respect has nothing to do with this.
So how do you just bump your head coach that way? I mean, that's a lack of respect. If you run into your head coach like that, that tells me the respect threshold and line has been crossed at that particular point.
I don't see that. And like I said,
you don't think so?
LeBron said he was
we doing this
LeBron said I wasn't even intentionally trying to bump him. I was just walking off the court and Spoelstra walked into him. What the hell did you want me to do? Greg, get out. Spoelstra's with it. Oh my gosh, Eric Spoelstra's walking towards me. I need to move. No, I'm 6'9", 270 pounds. If you decide to run into me and look like I bumped you, that's your business. What do you want me to do?
No, we're not talking
I'm 6'9",
about LeBron.
270.
We're talking about D-Wade when Spoelstra yelled at D-Wade.
He didn't bump him. He got in his face and started yelling back at him because Spoelstra tried to turn his back to him after he told the man he was playing like garbage. Get out of here. You can't turn your back to that man after you said something like that. I'm like, wait, who the hell you talking to like that, fool? You can't get in my face like that. You crazy. Now, Spoelstra would have stand back in his face like, and yelling back that way, but Spoelstra trying to make it seem like he was a victim. You can't. It's like the kid at the recess. He hits somebody, he runs away. You can't tell someone he's playing like garbage and turn your back to him, Spoelstra. Come on. You're better than that.
But, I mean, it's true. What he can't – listen, he didn't want to really have an altercation. Or
You're going to have an altercation,
confrontation, but he got to get his message across without having a confrontation. What do? You let him know you playing like crap. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say to you, nigga. He should have said, you playing like crap.
That's not good coaching to me. So, I mean, if that's the case, that's not good coaching to me. Because all players don't respond to stuff like that. You can't come to me and tell me I'm playing like crap. Give me a solution. Tell me something. You're my coach. Coach me.
He can't be Mitt Romney.
Let's say this. He's a all-star and a superstar player. Like these guys, coaching really is just trying to keep them in line with what's going on with the game. So if you have a situation like that, it's like D-Wade knows how to score. Eric Spoelstra can't tell D-Wade how to play basketball. What he does is he manages the way D-Wade plays basketball as a coach. So, I mean, you should know how to score. You get paid to score.
Yeah, but it wasn't we can go ahead and move on because we're not going to agree about this. You're not trying to understand what I'm trying to tell you here. And LeBron James, can you please make your free throws, man? This is just getting to the point where it's just ridiculous. You have to hit those free throws, especially at this point in time in the game. Those are free points. He continues to miss free throws late in these games. You can't do that.
It comes around, it bites you later. Definitely when you're playing a team and it's a tough game, you're back and forth, and you definitely are outman in the middle. You definitely got to hit your free throws, LeBron. I definitely agree with you on that one. Spectator Sport, thanks again, folks, for tuning in. We want to thank the great folks down at Holland Jungle for making the show happen. Check them out at Holland Jungle on Twitter. Go ahead and like their Holland Jungle
Joey, how you
production
doing, buddy?
page on Facebook. Check out the YouTube page, youtube.com/FUKJosh420. Thanks again for tuning in, Spectator Sport. You know where to find us. Let's go ahead and continue on. I know you love Tebow. I know you're a Tebow slurper, as they would have referred to you. So what do you think about Tebow's chances of maybe becoming the starter, or when does he eventually become the starter of this team?
I mean, it's hard to say when he becomes a starter because it depends on how the Jets, how they start the season off. I mean, some people they're predicting the middle of week 8. That means the Jets must be struggling if he's going to become the starter. I mean, I think the Jets they have to start the series. I mean, they have to start the season off bad before Tebow gets his shot. I probably can say around week 8 he can become the starter if the Jets are struggling. But if you look at the support of the Jet players, like the defensive players, even the offensive players, they're shocked on how Tebow has been, performing in camp and stuff. Like they're saying this guy, he's everything, what people say about him. He's a competitor. He's just a natural born leader. He leads by example. You could tell already the energy. You can tell already. Listen to me. You can tell all the energy that he's bringing to that team right now. Like you can just tell how the players are already starting to respond because they see it. They see the passion. They see the fire. They see all this stuff, and they see it, and you can just tell that it's getting them ready. And during when the season starts, I don't think Mark Sanchez has a job because he doesn't have those type of leadership qualities. Like Del Rivas was getting interviewed. He was just like, the guy's just a leader. Once you he's not even saying nothing to us, but you can just see his hard work and what type of time he's putting in.
Is it Mexican? Not what you're saying?
Huh? No, it's not because he's a Mexican. It has nothing to do with him being a Mexican. He can ball, but at the end, some of the time, Tebow has that it factor that you talk about with athletes that you just can't explain. And I just don't think Sanchez has a chance. Now, punters are coming out saying, the ex-punter of the Jets is coming out saying that, Sanchez just has not progressed as they're supposed to. And, it's just not looking good for Mark Sanchez right now, especially if he starts off slow.
Oh, LeBron, strong move to the hole, baby. Keep going to the hole.
It's the king!
Heat up by 6. I heard a quote this week by my boy Toon. He said, if LeBron ever wakes up and decide that I'm going to just go to the hole, I'm LeBron, I don't care about who else is on the court,
Then he will be Shaquille O'Neal.
then the kid would be unstoppable.
Yeah, he would be.
Then he'd be
as you got to understand, he would be unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Let's go, LeBron. You got this, kid. Heat up by 8. Definitely, the Heat struggle in third quarters, the last 3 games of this series. So it's really good to see the Heat playing a little bit better with a little bit more assertiveness in the third quarter. Indiana's staying close. They're still shooting away from 3. But once again, if your team who plays from behind the arc and you shoot a lot of 3-point shots, eventually them shots ain't going to fall. And when they stop falling, the team that's continuously going to the basket, that's going to make a difference. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Go ahead and keep what you saying about Tebow. I apologize.
I just told you. I mean, it's already began against the end for Mark Sanchez. The players are coming out. Just that basically you could see that you see the locker rooms being divided as we speak right now. You're gonna have your Tebow supporters, which is gonna be 90% of the team, and you're gonna have your Sanchez supporters, and especially if Sanchez struggles, it's not gonna look good.
Well, I agree with you. If Sanchez struggles, he's definitely gonna be, and just the way the coaches has talked about Tebow. And them liking Tebow and things of that nature. But like I said, Sanchez does bring a little bit more to the table just for me than Tebow. Tebow, like I said, he's a great leader. We all know that, all your fire and desire stuff that you say about him and all that crap. Yeah,
but you don't understand how far that goes. That takes a 1-4 team to the playoffs. That's what that does. All that stuff you're talking about, that took the 1-4 team that he took over to the playoffs. This guy's hard work and this guy's effort and this guy's ability to lead a team late in games. Yeah, obviously it's a team game and he needed help. And no one's denying that. And we're not taking anything from the defense or Mills McGahee, but you got to understand, they weren't doing any of this. They weren't doing any of this. They were not doing any of this when Tebow wasn't on the field. So, like I said, I mean, it's a.
I mean, you definitely got to give Tebow credit for what he was able to accomplish and what he did last season. Now, whether or not he gets the opportunity to do that again this season, that's
they called that a blocking foul too, didn't they? That is such a bull call. This man, he had the position. Those officials. But yeah, Tebow.
What do you thought about this week? I guess it was Thursday. Jonathan Vilma filed a defamation lawsuit against Roger Goodell and the NFL. What do you think about that? I'm definitely excited about it. Well, let me get your thoughts on it first, Calvin.
I mean, to Commissioner Goodell, you need to come out with what evidence you had to suspend this man for an entire season. You know, you just got to do it. Plain and simple. It has to be done. You got to come up with evidence, or you're going to have to pay some money up. Money got to get shelled out. If Commissioner Goodell can't get those reports, you know, at the end of the day, got to come up with reports. I mean, Jonathan Vilma is defending himself like so many other NFL players are proud that he's doing, because Goodell just is judge, jury, and executioner. So, I mean, at this point in time, this is the only way he can fight this.
Thank you. Finally, somebody steps up to the reign of tyranny that is Roger Goodell and the NFL association, or whatever you want to call them. I don't like the way Roger Goodell just be housing these dudes, man. You can't give the worker the same amount of time that you would give the authority figure. It doesn't make any sense. This guy was in a position of authority over somebody else, being directed to do other things. So if the organization, if structurally all the way to the top, they knew about this bounty system that was going on, and they allowed it, and they fostered a culture that allowed this type of behavior to go on, and then you go ahead and you suspend the coach a year and you do the same for the player? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. That's a joke, man. So Jonathan Vilma, props to you for going ahead and stepping up and doing that thing. Did you see Westbrook's shirt, Talent?
Oh, Westbrook?
In his post-game interview?
I seen him wear that shirt before, yeah.
Yeah, man. Westbrook be blowing it on that outfit. What do you think about
Westbrook, old lady fine, and she's a lawyer, too, so it don't matter what he wears.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the nerdy look on jocks now? You know, I mean, you know, back in the days, our jocks wasn't. We weren't used to seeing our jocks
of everyone
being
changed.
nerdy.
The hip hop style changed. The big baggy clothes and all that. That's out now. Now it's the fitted clothes with with the designer all on, expensive clothes with the shades. Everything is changed. Now you dressing like skaters. The wallet changed. Everyone's style is changing. You know, all that stuff that people were into before is not athletes and entertainers not into that type of stuff no more. Style has changed. It's tacky now to dress like that. To be honest with you, I like it. I'm trying to get me some nerdy fitting suits too. So.
Wow. Oh, folks, we're currently watching a video of Will Smith smacking the reporter for trying to kiss him. He's like, yo, what the hell is your problem? Bam. Smack him in his lip. Wow.
Yeah,
Will Smith, Philly, that's that Philly in him coming out. I see Philly in the building, man.
Why would that dude trying to do something? That's so disturbing.
What do you thought about that, Talent? Let me get your thoughts on that,
What
Talent.
I think about that guy needs to die or something. Like, what's wrong with him? Why would you do that to somebody?
Spectator sport.
You see what about all this? I'm sorry to say the homosexual
What about John
community?
Travolta?
I'm sorry
What
about
John
homosexual
Travolta
community?
and all the stuff
This
he got
is what's going on right now. This is the problem. No. What was that? What was that? What was that? I don't even know what I just seen just now. It's astonishing to me what I just said. Like, someone needs to find that dude and ask him what was he thinking. And after they do that, they need to kick the shit out of him. Sorry my language, but they need to. Oh my gosh, that is very disturbing. Who is that guy? I don't ever want to see that again in my life.
Folks, this is Talent, a.k.a. Mr. Christian Conservative over there.
I
don't know what's going on.
Christian Conservative.
All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving, folks. Talent loves the homosexual community.
No, you love the homosexual community. I have to do that freakazoid right there. What's wrong with that guy? Try to kiss a grown man in his mouth that you don't even know. That's disgusting.
Also, you knew it would be different.
It would even matter if he know him. I mean, he doesn't know him.
Tonight I'm announcing.
Wow, that's crazy, man. You know what? Things happen, man. Things happen. You just gotta fight through it and keep moving. Like I said, Will Smith handled it the right way. He pushed him off him. He ain't tongue him down like I think some other guys.
I don't understand that. Why did you show me that, Cortex? That is disturbing to me.
These are just some of the
I
things.
wouldn't even smack them like that. I would have knocked them out.
Exactly. That's why I say it's not
Screw, I don't know about a smack. That dude would have went down.
in public.
Be careful, kid. You be in Hollywood.
I guess I would
see a
have to
lot
been
of
hot. I
things.
would have been hot water. I don't care where I was at. That dude's not gonna do that. That's just ridiculous.
No, some people are just used to different types of greeting, and they take it differently, you know?
No, that was nothing about a different type of greeting. That dude was just there's something seriously mentally wrong with him, plain and simple. But let's go on to another topic because I want to forget about that as fast as possible.
Thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport, folks. Riding Lott the Sports Yacht, letting you know how it is. We want to talk about teams not giving star players money they earn. Let's talk about some of the examples. People like Matt Forte, Ray Rice. Talk a little bit about Matt Forte's contract, what he ended up getting, and what you thought he
He didn't get anything. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're not giving him the money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The money's not. They're not giving him anything. They don't want to give him the $8 million a year, even though LaShawn McCoy just got $9 million a year from Philly. But you're not going to give Matt Forte, a guy who's been your offense for so long now, his $8 million a year that he wants.
I mean, Matt Forte is coming off a pretty tough injury, and I can understand the team thinking, well, hey, Matt Forte.
A guy who's been your offense, your whole offense for so long, who wants $8 million a year, which I really think he needs 10 because you have no receiver to speak of. I don't know what LeBron's doing. It's just so disgusting sometimes. But you don't want to give this guy $8 million a year to Chicago Bears. It doesn't pay to be a good guy in the NFL. It just doesn't, because when it comes down to the business, these people, they don't care. It's the business at this point in time. And you should have held out and let them trade you or whatever they need to do, because now you played, you got your knee banged up, and you still don't got your money, and they don't want to give you the $8 million really now because of your injury. So it's like, he tried to be a nice guy and be a good guy and not be selfish and come and play for the team, and now look what happens. And now another running back gets $9 million a year who you contribute. I mean, not to say that LaShawn McCoy is a slouch or nothing, but Matt Forte's meant so much to the Chicago Bears because they have not had a receiving core. He's been their receiver. He's been a runner. He's been everything, and you don't want to pay the dude. Same thing in the Ray Rice situation. It's just like, come on, this guy, look what this guy has done for your team. And he's basically your offense, and you don't want to, and that's not a foul, that's a joke. But and you don't want to pay him. Wes Welker, look at this guy's last 2 seasons. Look at Wes Welker's last 2 seasons, and the New England Patriots don't want to pay him. It's just baffling to me on how some of these organizations handle their business.
Can somebody get a charge call on this guy? I mean, man. Darren Collinson is killing the Heat right now.
Because Norris Cole needs to freaking stop the freaking ball.
You took Rio out because Rio couldn't stay in front of him. Now you put Cole in, and Cole can't stay in front of him. 2-point game with.
Look at the bench points. It's disgusting. 31-10. Come on, the Heat's bench have to do something. Chris Bosh is not playing. It can't fall on LeBron and Wade's shoulders every game. They have 10 points right now versus the Indiana's bench 31 points. So you're not stopping them when you come in the game, and you're not scoring.
Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody else is hitting anything. If those two don't hit, nobody else is hitting nothing. That was a foul. You should have gave D-Wade an extra shot.
But like I said, man, it's just like, I mean, some of these guys, you don't want to be, like I said, you don't want to be bad. Like, you don't want to have the public look at this selfish athlete, don't want to so-and-so, blah, 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 don't want to, take the $7 million they're giving him. But the guy's, he's your team, though. Like, he's basically the whole team, and you don't want to pay him what he deserves. And it's just crazy. Wes Welker, I feel real bad for that guy because, I mean, you're stuck. You're really stuck because if you go to another team, you'll never have that type of production in your life. But if you stay with the Patriots, they're not paying you properly. Welker? They're offering him below $7 million a year. The guy who has two back-to-back 100-yard, 100-catch season.
What's the length?
Season. It's a 2-year deal.
And what does he want?
He should be at least making $10 million a season.
Oh, no, you can't pay Wes Welker $10 million.
Okay, well, his productions say that he can pay him that much money.
Not for a production receiver, not in.
No,
hell
his
no.
production
I could
shows
give
that
him-
he should be
give him-
making
give him
$10
5.
million a season. He has better numbers than the top receivers in the game. So how can you not justify
Because
giving?
of the
That's how you
system.
justify. It doesn't
Nah,
matter.
man, that
His
offense is built
production
around
is his production.
Gronk and Hernandez. Walker ain't going
How?
anywhere.
But Walker leads the team in every category. What are you talking about?
He does. He's the.
He's been doing that before Gronk and
exactly.
and Hernandez
But
even got there.
What Walker, offense based on Walker is not a great offense. Offense based on them 2 stars.
Well, they won
that
Super
is.
Bowls. They would continue to go to the playoffs with that offensive Tom Brady and Wes Walker
I
shredding
didn't
everybody.
say you couldn't win with it.
What I'm
without
trying
it.
to tell you is this though: his production shows that this guy should be making $10 million a season, plain and simple. That's it. And they don't want to pay him. It's sad. It's unfortunate. These teams, you cannot ever say anything about a player
It's a
who holds
business,
out.
man. It's a business decision.
Yeah, and it's a prison, and
That's
it's going to
what
be a
all
business
about,
decision
man.
when if I'm Ray Rice and I'm Matt, especially if I'm Matt Forte, I'm not showing the camp. Trade me. I don't want nothing to do with
What
your
about
team.
Ray Rice? I mean, was Ray Rice injured at the end of last year?
No.
Is he coming off an injury?
Ray Rice? No.
Yeah.
Why would he be coming off injury?
Okay, so what's the issue? Why isn't Ray Rice being paid?
You asked the Baltimore Ravens that the guy wants $9 million a year, and then I try to give him $9 million a year. He earns $9 million a year on that team.
But you can't pay everybody $9 million.
But you're not talking about everybody. These are your friends. That's a franchise back. How many teams would love to have a Ray Rice? You're not talking about anybody. You're talking about your franchise players. You take Ray Rice off that backfield, what do they have? Nothing. So you're not talking about anybody here. You're talking about your franchise guys, especially in Forte and Rice. Come on, dude. That's ridiculous. If I'm anybody, I'm holding out, I'm not going to camp. Trade me.
That Forte injury is a tough injury. You can't just expect the team to put in that much money into Forte.
If I'm Matt
based
Forte,
on what he did before.
listen to me.
You
If
got
I'm
to
Matt
show it one more
Forte,
year.
If
then
I'm
you
Matt
go
Forte,
back.
he's been doing it for almost 2-3 seasons now. If I'm
No,
Matt
the
Forte,
injury.
no, but when I'm Matt Forte, hey, trade me. Don't worry about it. Just trade me. I don't need to be on your team. You don't want to pay me. I'm hurt. Remember, you don't care. Trade me. Plain and simple. Forget the contracts because you don't want to pay me anyways. That's what I would do if I'm Matt Forte.
But I'm glad you're Talon and not Matt Forte. Because then Matt Forte would have been looking like Latrell Sprewell. Remember that?
I mean, I don't know what Matt Forte's financial situation looks like, but like I said, it's just not right. You don't want to trade your franchise guy, pay your franchise guys.
I mean, you know, these NFL owners, they're not in the business of paying people. They're in the business of making money. Talk about people doing things or tweeting about ridiculous stuff. You remember did you see Reggie Bush tweet about soccer player hitting Nazi chicks?
Yeah, the guy from the Chelsea team, I forgot his name, the black dude with the mohawk. Yeah, he said he's going to hit some Nazi, he's going to be able to hit some Nazi German chicks tonight because after they won a champion, they were the first time winning the champion, any European team winning the league champion. Yeah. And people obviously took offense to that. The article was like, some people thought that he was referencing actually physically hitting them and like they didn't know it was a sexual term. Like, it's like, I hate people. I hate Twitter. I hate Facebook. I'm sorry. I don't care. I hate all these because you give people a voice, and the people who have a voice, they don't need one because they're just slow. At the end of the day, they're slow. They don't understand what this guy's talking about. At the end of the day, Europeans are very racist. I don't care what anybody says. Those people are very racist, and Reggie Bush is just making a little joke out of that whole thing.
Well, that was pretty insensitive of Reggie. Reggie got to know.
Insensitive.
You got to think about all the
What are we,
Nazi
little girls now?
survivors
What are we, sensitive? What does country come to? Everyone's sensitive now. This
Well,
homosexual
you're a
thing going.
figure.
Homosexual thing's going a little too far now. We're not sensitive over here.
You're a public figure, and when you're a public figure, you're getting paid by a corporation to portray a certain
You got to be
image.
kidding me right now.
You gotta watch what you're tweeting about. You can't just be tweeting out anything if you're Reggie Bush. You play for the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins don't need their player out here tweeting a schlong pick or something like that. You know what I mean? Just in general. So you gotta watch what you tweet.
It's ridiculous how these officials are allowing LeBron James to be mauled and not calling anything late in this game right now.
Between LeBron and Wade, like I said, man, them guys don't get that superstar treatment that they deserve. I really don't understand what's going on with it.
That was a nice play. I can't even lie about that one.
Leandro Barbosa with the finish. Barbosa's definitely a good player, man. I tell you this, man. Larry Bird on the low really assembled a pretty good team in Indianapolis, man. You know, when you figure you add Granger with George, then you got like a Barbosa, and you got the point guard. You have Collinson and Hill. I mean, you got a lot of firepower on that team, you know. So props to Larry Bird for making that team a competitive team, a long team. And like you said, you have Hibbert in the middle. Even though Hibbert's not the most athletic guy, but you know what? There aren't many true 7-footers in the league. So if you're able to get one and have some type of athleticism, you can do some damage. Heat up by 5 with 8 minutes left in the game. It's getting pretty exciting. It's getting down to the wire. Game 4, NBA second round playoffs. Missed shot, Heat on the run. LeBron got the rock. Keep moving, LeBron. Folks, this is how we do it. Spectator Sport. Thanks again for tuning in.
Oh, you got to be kidding me with that call there. That's pathetic.
What's that?
That is so
Offensive?
pathetic. It was an offensive foul he called. That is so pathetic. I mean, I understand Rio. He put the elbow out there a little bit, but come on, that's a BS call.
Yeah, that's a
LeBron
block.
just got slapped across the arms and there was no call. That was a nonsense call, man. That's
a real
ridiculous.
flop, man. Like I said, the NBA got to do something.
They talk about
this
in the
flopping.
Pacers talk about people flopping.
Yeah. And that was just a terrible flop, man.
Good pick off,
NBA
man.
got to do something about this flopping. Good play, Mike Miller.
No, you can't say one team's flopping and then you try to use the flop to your advantage.
Well, you know, it is chess. You got to do whatever you got. Rio in the corner.
God,
Oh,
Rio,
man, that was
horrible
ugly.
shot. Brown with the block. Wow. Come on.
foul.
Haslam, you got to do
Did
something.
they call
with the ball.
foul?
Yeah, it was a foul. But you got to do something with the ball, Haslam. You can't just sit there and do all this nonsense.
LeBron, I love LeBron on the fast break, man. You know he going to get it. You know he going to get it. Barbosa tried to throw it up there. LeBron went and got it, as usual. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Thanks again for tuning in, Spectator Sport. Where's my phone? Where is my phone? Oh, where's my phone? Hey, Tyler, you got a UFO today, man? You know we got the greatest segment on this show coming up. Let's go ahead and give our UFOs, man. I hate rushing our UFOs at the end of the show. You know what? Let's switch it up a little bit. Can I get a UFO? Let me get my introduction. You know, we got this segment, folks. It's called UFO. What we do is we talk about all the ridiculous stuff you've seen all week, all the foolishness, all the foolery that you've seen. And my UFO, you know, there was a lot of foolish moments that I had all week. But to me, my greatest UFO moment this week was this guy. Let me see where he's from. I don't even know where he's from. But he had 30 kids, and he's having an issue with child support and being able to support his 30 kids. So I got to say, sir, you a fool for having 30 kids. How in the world you have 30 kids? Why would you have 30 kids?
Because
I mean, you couldn't stop at 20?
The boy couldn't stop at nothing, obviously.
I mean, you would have think you could have stopped at 25, 24. I mean, come on. I mean, once you hit like 28, that's ridiculous. And then you still go back to go get 30? And then you complain about child support? Come on, man. I know the rule in Africa.
Child support, that guy can't even live right now. Child support. What are you talking about, child support? That man ain't got no money. Be for real.
I mean, really not so much the child support system, but complaining about being able to support the children. But you know, like when they talk about people having multiple wives, the big thing was always you can have multiple wives if you can support it. You know, if you can't support it, how you gonna have multiple wives? It don't make any sense. You know, if you can't take care of 30 kids, why in the hell are you gonna have 30 kids? What do you got to say about that, Tyler? Get your UFO.
My UFO is Danny Granger from the Indiana Pacers. Can you please stop getting in LeBron James' face? He's 6'9", 270. He'll beat you with his bare hands. You're pathetic. Get a life. You're a fool because you don't understand what that man can physically do to you.
I'll tell you this, Danny Granger's playing his game, getting under his skin, hitting a few three-pointers. The thing about this, man, I'm just tired of LeBron, and especially LeBron getting punked and getting tossed around and beat up on the court by these guys without any response, retaliation. You got to do something, man. You got
Victories or retaliation. What is he going to do? What do you really want a man to do who's so important to his team? How is he going to retaliate without the officials if he gets ejected from the game or gets a technical in a bad situation? Because that's what Danny Granger wants, or any of these guys want. They want to frustrate this guy. He's doing a great job of keeping his composure, to be honest with you.
But you know what? LeBron's been too composed all year about this same type of play. I say at least at some point in time in the year, you got to make a statement, a stand in your career. Kobe had points where he had to make stands. You know what I mean? Even though Chris Childs put it on him, he still had many instances where
they got to get the goon back in the basketball game. You
Yeah.
need the goon on your basketball
David
team.
Stern
Like
took the goon
Chaney,
out the game, man.
Chaney from Temple said to the head coach, "You want me to sick the goons out? I'll sick the goons out." Back in the day when he got hot because the Temple
David
players
Stern
were getting bucked.
took out the goons out
Yeah,
the game.
they took the
man.
goons out the game though. You need the goon in the game though.
I was looking at this fight the other day. It was Dr. J and Bird. So like I guess Bird fouled Dr. J, so he getting in Dr. J face, and Bird kind of pushed him. So hey, he grabbed Bird.
I heard about that.
He grabbed Bird by the throat, and then he tried to steal on him.
Yeah.
So then the other team jump in, but Bird was crunk, man. Bird was just like, huh.
But you need the goon at Charles Oakley. People like this.
Man.
These are goons of the game that protect their star players. And LeBron and all these boys don't have that today. You don't got the goon that's gonna go at you. You know what I'm saying? If you touch my star player, Danny Granger, you don't got the goon these days. You can't have star players retaliating because it's gonna hurt the game if you got to put them out.
Heat up by 9. This is a big. If he's able to pull this out, this says a lot about their psyche, and it changes the whole outlook of the series. It's definitely. Then you talk about 2 out of 3. Bet 2 out of 3. I like the Heat to go ahead and pull it out in 7, man. It's gonna be a tough way to go. But you know what? This is what builds championship bravado and championship mental. You know what? If this team doesn't go through some of these type of adversity, they're not going to be ready for a team like, let's say, the OKC Thunder. When a team like that, you're going to have to really you're going to have to push them.
Yeah, but if they had Bosch in this series, it would have been a sweep.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Bosch changes the way that their team is able to play. The thing about it is they have to change their game plan, the way they play on the run, and be able to just switch their offensive chemistry and the cohesiveness without Bosch. So it's a tough task. Luckily for them, they have 2 of the best players in the league, 2 of the top 4 players in the league. And D Wade's actually playing today, so that says a lot. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. How much time we got left on the big plot? Can we get a time check? 52 minutes. Folks, thanks again for tuning in to Spectator Sport. Check us on Facebook. Please like our Facebook page. Go ahead and like that page, please. We're always going to be releasing special interviews. We're going to be interviewing the great Jessica Vox, who has a event coming up soon. Vanessa Jean modeling event. Vanessa Jean Simmons modeling event coming up June 4th. Props to Jessica Vox and the great folks down at Holland Jungle. So go ahead and check them out. Like that at Holland Jungle, at Jessica Vox, at Spectator Sport, the #1. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Let me talk about something crazy. We talked about it a little bit in the past. Talent didn't believe me, and we tried to tell him. It's been a report recently that presidential nominee Mitt Romney is possibly going to be choosing what's the dude name? Marco Rubio as his running mate, which, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know how Marco Rubio is even ready for that type of position, but that's not for me to decide on. But that's the situation. So what do you think about that, Talent?
I have nothing to say
Do you
about
think
that. I don't think
Obama-
that's going to make a difference if Obama wins or loses, who this man's picking as his running mate. Because if that was the case, freaking John McCain would have picked this dude and he would have won the election. If that's what you're trying to tell me, that one man's going to decide
can
who
win Florida.
wins.
You can get the Cuban. You definitely get the Cuban American vote in South Florida.
I mean, like I said, people just got to get back out and vote for Obama like they did when he was going up against McCain. I don't think it really matters.
Are you going to be voting for Obama this year? You know what? I really don't want to discuss your political affiliations on.
I mean, Obama I've always voted for, so I don't really have no problems with Obama, how he's running things. Like I say, he can't do it by himself.
Exactly, I agree with you. How do you assess the job that President Obama has done so far within his
with what he was given? I think he's doing a great job.
So
this place was tanking,
on a
taking
scale of
horribly.
1 to 10 talent, what do you rate the job that President Obama has done in his presidency?
Didn't I just tell you? I just said great, a 10. What do you want me? What else want me to give him? I gave him a 10.
Wow.
For what he was handed, this place was in a real. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand Bush and all of his issues that he had with the war and all that, but at the end of the day, Obama, for what he was handed, he did a heck of a job, getting the auto industry out of its funk and, creating the jobs that he has created, trying to get the healthcare bill passed, the things that he's doing what he can, but like I said, he needs help.
So you think Obama is doing everything that he can, but he needs help?
Yeah, he needs the House and the Republicans who battle him, try to veto bills and, get bills thrown out of Congress. I mean, it's just not him. But he's trying to do the best for the American people. And the same people who claim they're not voting for Obama and vote for Mitt Romney, they just don't understand that Mitt Romney's not for you. I mean, you might be blind by your hatred for Obama, but trust me, Mitt Romney's not the guy for you, especially if you're poor.
So, you think Mitt Romney has a good chance at
it's always 50-50 because you know how people. I'm not saying I'm a political analyst and I'm an expert in this stuff, but what I'm just trying to say is when you got people who are just saying they're not voting for Obama because of, maybe because he's black or maybe because they think he's Muslim and just like not knowing the true facts on how this man's trying to help you is just ridiculous to me. When a presidential candidate if you really look at his background, he keeps continuing how he's going to create jobs, he's going to create jobs, he's going to create jobs. Sir, you cannot create jobs. You do not own businesses. You own a business, but you don't own businesses to bring jobs to this country like that. You're going to be the president of the United States. You can't create jobs like that. So stop blowing smoke because you stop trying to make promises you can't deliver on. And you're the same guy who was owned a steel company, who took over a steel company, fired all the employees, and sold off the company. This is the same guy who did action like that because at the end of the day, his bottom line is about money. And he doesn't care about creating no jobs. That's how he is. He's a businessman. And there's nothing wrong with that. He profited, but you can't come out here and be selling something to the American people that you're not going to do. Be for real. Don't work like that, son.
Folks, we want to announce that Facebook stock went public earlier this week. And to commence with the release of the stock, Mark Zuckerberg married his his sweetheart or his college sweetheart, I guess. What do you thought about the Facebook stock talent for one thing? And what do you think about Zuckerberg tying a knot? Would you follow suit?
I personally don't care about Mark Zuckerberg getting married, but I'm shocked that the Facebook stock only jumped 23 cents. That's a shocker.
What did you expect?
I don't know. I think most people, most analysts, they would think that they predict that stock was going to jump like $10-20, probably somewhere around there. But the close at 23 cents above what you opened at was it tanked, basically. The whole stock just tanked. If you bought Facebook stock, it was a waste of time.
Wow. Well, hey, you win some, you lose some. But what is the long-term projections for that Facebook stock?
I don't know what the long-term.
Do you think the future is bright for
I think Facebook has hit its ceiling already.
Man on the boards, you think Facebook has hit its ceiling, or you think there's room for a lot of growth?
I have no idea. It's 50-50.
I don't think it has. No, they have to. I think Zuckerberg he needs to be on something next level.
Because things we can't discuss over the air
Why can't you discuss them? I can discuss them.
that they can make. So
Hey,
who knows, you know?
listen to me, Cortex. What can't you discuss? I will discuss anything you would like me to discuss. What can we discuss?
don't do that.
Zuckerberg, you stop being scared. Listen to me. Zuckerberg need to come out with the next. He need to create hologram or something like that. Like you get like you'll be a person and the hologram to another person in another state, and you can come up and I don't know. You got to create something that's going to transcend. Because right now, like I said, they hit their ceiling so far. I mean, the country is only worth $104 billion, but I don't know how high you can go.
I mean, I still think they have a lot of room for growth. Just with Facebook being such a major business or a major marketplace for businesses and people of all sorts, and a lot of businesses doing business on Facebook and being able to sell good and market goods. And with that being said, that changes the whole dynamic of everything. So I mean, we'll see what happens. This game is getting pretty close. The Heat are up by 6. You got less than 3 minutes left in the show. Show's almost over. Tell me about some great music you heard this week.
Man, that 2 Chainz. You just go cop that 2 Chainz True Religion, that KO with Big Sean, Riding. Go download that free on datpiff.com.
I just heard that new Daniel Cherry, the Speedo joint. That's pretty hot. You go ahead and get that on iTunes. Go ahead and get that Nano Chang, the Speedo. That thing's real hot, produced by Holland Jungle. Also heard this new joint, Honesty, by Jessica Vox, new single. You can go ahead and cop that on iTunes also. So that's a pretty hot joint. We expect pretty big things from that. Global icon in the building, baby. Keep it moving. You know how we do.
Holland Jungle.
Yeah. Talent, what you think, man? We done yet?
Spectator Sport.
The Heat gonna pull this one out? They've been known for late.
Right now,